So, very good evening to all of you, and welcome to Homeopathica Horizon. After a long time, we are meeting again with this Kent observation. Uh, we have already gone through sixth observation, and today we are going to see the seventh observation. So, after a long time, we are meeting. Seventh observation. Okay. So we are going to start seventh observation. And I have mentioned over there one important word, the palliation, which is very much relevant with this seventh observation. So first we will see the observation, what happened after the prescription of the first remedy. And then we will go for the different aspect, including the palliation. And its repertorial references also we will see, and what had been told about this palliation by the stalwarts. So everything we will try to share now. So first we are going to see the seventh observation. You just go through this, the full time amelioration of symptoms, yet no relief to the patient. I'm repeating this, full time amelioration of symptoms, yet no relief to the patient. This is very difficult situation for the practitioners, for the doctors. Symptoms is getting ameliorated, but patient is complaining there is no relief. What to do? No, what to do? We expect the amelioration, but in spite of that, if patient is saying that doctor there is no relief, so it become very difficult situation. So what type of the observation or situation is this? Symptoms is getting ameliorated, then why patient is complaining? Why? There must be some reason behind this. No, there must be some reason, and that reason should be find out, and then we should go further. Definitely you will get some result, good result, but this type of the situations bring confusion, bring hurdle to cure the case. We used to face such type of situation during the practice. Everything looks good pathologically or physically, but patient is complaining that feeling not good pathologically also. When you if you are treating the patient of diabetes, his sugar level is normal. If you are treating the patient of hypertension, his bp is normal. In spite of that, patient is complaining that the feeling is not good, and it had been clearly told by our master, no, if mentally patient is not good and physically there is relief, it simply means that your medicine is not working properly. Your medicine is not working properly, or some hindrance is there, that should be looked after. So this is very important. If you are getting such type of the things, no, then it become very important to go through details of the case. Then what to do? You will find some rubrics is also there in the mind. There is a rubrics complaining in the mind, and so many things are there, complaining always, complaining about the different things from A to Z. So many rubrics are there, but with this particular observation, I can say there is a rubrics complaining disease of, and there are good medicine like the antium tart, chamomilla, hemamelis, calisulf, lachesis, nux vomica, phosphoric acid, and tuberculinum. In spite of that, you are applying these rubrics. If the patient is complaining again and again about the disease, in spite of that, there is no relief. We used to do know that the patient is complaining, and we take that things as a rubrics, but it doesn't work. Definitely there is some basic reason, the fundamental cause, that should be removed, then only we will get the result. So the meaning is there, the presence of latent condition, the hidden condition, or latent existing organic conditions which prevent improvement beyond a certain stage, simply means that there is something which is not allowing the medicine, the first prescription, to work. Though symptoms is getting relief, but the improvement is not there, which prevent improvement beyond a certain stage. Improvement not up to the mark. Improvement not up to the mark. What we are expecting, what the patients are expecting, up to that mark, we are not getting the relief. The remedies act favorably, but the patient is not cured and never be cured. the patient is palliated in these instances. So it had been clearly mentioned over here by Kent that if you are getting such type of the situation, then you should think about the palliation. Why? Because it had been mentioned there that latent existing organic condition. Suppose someone is having the problem in the kidney, or someone is having the problem in the lungs or liver, and it has been deteriorated at at a certain level, from where it is very difficult to come back, very difficult to come back, irreversible changes, we can say the irreversible changes. Then you should think about the palliation. You are not going to cure the case, it had been mentioned over there. So in this type of the situation, we think about the palliation. But the first line, it had been clearly mentioned over there that hindering the progress. So in these situations also we can think about the obstacle too. So two things comes in our mind. The first thing is the obstacle to cure. It, up to the certain level we can cure the things, up to the certain level we can not cure the things. So we cannot cure the disease. So if we can cure, then we will think about the obstacle to cure. And if it is not possible, the cure is not possible, then we will go for the palliation. So palliation, this is very important. So if we are talking about the seventh observation of the Kent, palliation become more and more important. Palliation become more and more important. Now, what is the duty of the physicians? According to the Kent observation, the patient is curable to a certain degree if there is some deterioration of the important viscous. Complete cure is not possible. So up to the certain degree, cure is possible. But if there is some deterioration of the important viscous, important organ, then the complete cure is not possible, totally not possible. So the duty is physician to palliate the case. Duty is physician to palliate the case. Now we have to see the palliation and how to palliate. This is very important. This is the observation. This is the condition after the first prescription we are getting. But the thing is that how to palliate, and variety of a statement you will find regarding this palliation. So many conflicting statement you will find how to palliate, what is the palliation. So many things are there. We will try to share and we will try to discuss this palliation today. But according to this scheme, the prognosis, if we are getting this type of the situation, then the prognosis is very bad prognosis. And now you see what Hahnemann has told in aphorism number 279. This pure experience shows universally that if the disease do not manifestly depend on a considerable deterioration of an important viscous, even though it belong to the chronic and complicated disease, and if during the treatment all other aligned medicinal influences are kept away from the patients, the dose of homeopathically selected remedy, just a minute, let me mute all. Yeah, the dose of the homeopathically selected remedy can never be prepared so small that it shall not be stronger than the natural disease and shall not be able to overpower, extinguish, and cure it, at least in part, as long as it is capable of causing some, though but a slight preponderance of its own symptoms over those of the disease resembling it immediately after its ingestion. You will find this slight homeopathic aggravation in aphorism number 157. So very nicely our master has told no what type of the dose should be given in such type of the situations. Bit higher dose you have to prescribe in this type of the situations. Then only you can palliate the case. So now we are coming to the palliation. So first we are going to see the meaning of the palliation. Alleviating pain and symptoms without eliminating the cause. This is the meaning of the palliation. Alleviating pain and symptoms without eliminating the cause. So we are not working to eliminate the cause. We are not working in these situations. We try to give relief to the patients. The pain will reduce, the life quality will improve. So we think like this. We are not going to think about the cure. We are not going to, the destruction had been taken place, and we are not going to remove the destructions. Some noise is coming. So palliative care is derived from the Latin word pallere, which means to cloak. It refers to a specialized medical care for people with serious illnesses. It is focused on providing people with relief from the symptoms, pain, and stress of a serious illness, whatever the prognosis. The goal is to improve quality of life for both the sick person and the family both. So the main goal is to improve the quality of the life. The main purpose to treat the patient, to give relief to the patient, not cure to the patient. Palliative care is simply means that giving relief. While palliative care may seem to offer a broad range of services, the goal of palliative treatment are concrete: relief from suffering, treatment of pain and other distressing symptoms, psychological and spiritual care. It is a support system to help the individual life as actively as possible, and a support system to sustain and rehabilitate the individual's family. So to the individual and individual's family. So it's a support system. It's a support. So like we used to say, no, that you have to live with this pain. You have to live with this disease. Long life, you'll have to take the medicine and all. No, so we try to convince the patient. We try to make understand the patient that now this is part of your life. This problem is part of your life, and you will have to live with this. How you will have to live, I will suggest. This is the work of the doctor. This is the work of the physicians. How to live a good life with such type of the problem, you will have to suggest. So need for palliative care. In which type of the situations we need? So palliative care is required for a wide range of diseases. Majority of adults who need palliative care have chronic diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, cancer, chronic respiratory diseases, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, and diabetes. Many other conditions may also require palliative care such as kidney failure, chronic liver disease, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson disease, rheumatoid arthritis, neurological disease, dementia, congenital anomalies, and drug-resistant tuberculosis. It does not mean so many diseases are there. It does not mean that we are not going to think about the cure in such type of the problems. Suppose someone is coming to us for the kidney failure problems or liver disease, and directly we will think about that now it's a kidney failure case and we should not think about the cure. No, it's not like that. We'll have to find out up to what extent the kidney has been damaged, the liver has been damaged, the tissue destruction has been taken place. On the basis of that, we will decide. And after, especially after the prescribing first medicine, if you are getting such type of the presentation from the patient that the symptoms is getting relief, but the patient is telling there is no relief, in that situations only, it's a not means that so many diseases I have mentioned over there, but it's a not mean that we will not think about the cure. We will think about the cure, but if such type of the situation is coming, then only we will go for the palliations. Need for the palliative care. You might have heard that some of the system of medicine says to the patient, now you have to live with this disease and will have to continue the medicine lifelong. Yes, especially the endocrine systems problem, like thyroid problem, like BP, like diabetes, and so many other problem also. Patients used to come to us and they say that doctor, now it had doctor has been told to me, suggested that this medicine you will have to continue for a long life. But they come to us with lot of expectations. They come to us expectation with cure. They know that homeopathy has solution and they come to us. And this is the reason why that we are also facing the problem. We are also facing the problem. And in this type of the, but we also need palliative care in this type of the situations. We should also try to go for the palliative care in this type of the situations. And I used to tell to the students and patients also that, like, endocrine problem, this thyroid problem, PCOS or PCOD problem. Nowadays, what is happening? Young people are getting this type of the problem. Young girl, they are getting problem of the PCOD and thyroid problem. Why? Because their lifestyle. Because of their lifestyle, they are not sleeping properly. They are not waking up in the morning properly. They are not taking the food properly. So in this type of the situation, and it become very easy for us and for the doctor know that you will have to, because we know that they are not going to change their lifestyle. So definitely the doctor will say that you will have to take the medicine for the long life. You will have to live with this type of the problems, no, because they are aware. So many things are there. If you want to cure such type of the things, then you will have to guide properly to the patient, and as well as you will have to prescribe proper medicines. Then only we can achieve the cure in such type of the situations. Now the homeopathic approach, this is very important. This is what we talked about the palliation, what we talked about the seventh observation. But the most important thing is that the homeopathic approach to palliative care. The law of similar is the fundamental law. Yes, every time it is told by so many the stalwarts, the expert, that the law of similar is the fundamental law also in the palliation of incurable states. If you want to palliate, you will have to go through the similia. You will have to go prescribe the medicine on the basis of symptom similarity, either for palliation of incurable diseases or for the cure of the curable diseases. The symptomatology of the remedy must simulate as much as possible the disease picture in order to bring relief, and where periodicity or alteration is a part of symptomatology, the remedy must have this characteristic feature if we expect it to be effective. So the basic principle of homeopathy is the symptoms similarity. So if you want to cure the case, if you want to palliate the case, you will have to go through this. Without the symptomatology, without the similar medicine, you can't think about the palliation, you can't think about the cure even. In all possible cases, the physicians endeavors in repeated conversation with the patient to trace the picture of his disease as completely as possible. Yes, conversation, repeated conversation. If you are getting such type of the situations, then again and again, you will have to go through the patient. You will have to go through the detailed history, and conversation should be continued to find out the actual picture of the disease, actual picture of the complaints, according to the direction given above, in order to be able to elucidate the most striking and peculiar characteristic symptoms. Of course, the most striking and peculiar symptoms is very, very important, in accordance with which he select the first remedy having the greatest symptomatic resemblance for the commencement of the treatment, and so forth. So characteristic symptoms, the common symptoms, the general symptoms, everything, all the aspect of case taking should be applied over there, and try to find out the most similar medicine, even if you're willing to palliate the case. So this is very important. We are talking about the palliation. We used to talk about the cure, but here we are talking about the palliation. So for the palliation also, we need the proper evaluation of the case, And this had been, I have mentioned over here, I have heard several times from students as well as from the doctors that Hahnemann has told to give 2 or more than 2 medicine together to palliate the case. But I have never gone through such type of the literature. How Hahnemann can talk like this? Is it possible? I don't think so. The man who has talked about odd sapir, the man who has talked about mongrel sect, the man who has talked about mono, mini, semi, how he can talk about 2 medicine together, whatever the situation is there. It's a very difficult, it's hard to believe, especially for me, that Hahnemann has talked about 2 medicine together or something different than the homeopathy. homeopathic principle. It's very hard to believe, no? Very hard to believe. So I don't think so. The thing is that we should go carefully to the literature of stalwarts, even Dr. Hahnemann's literatures. Now you just go through this. Dr. Stuart Close, he has clearly mentioned in his book Genius of Homeopathy. Very carefully you go through this. In case of chronic renal failure or hepatic colic, for example, if the physician is skillful, he may be able to alleviate the agonizing pain to an amelioratant by the use of homeopathic medicine alone. Homeopathic medicine alone. Again, I am reading. In case of chronic renal failure or hepatic colic, for example, if the physician is skillful, he may be able to alleviate the agonizing pain to an amelioratant by the use of homeopathic remedies alone. Alone, not talking about two medicine. But he has also mentioned over there, circumstances arises occasionally, not all the time. Occasionally circumstances arises which make it necessary temporarily for the homeopathic physician to use drugs. Listen carefully, use drugs in physiological dosage for their palliative effect. So what he is talking about, that he's not talking about the homeopathic medicine, two homeopathic medicine together. He's talking about the drugs in physiological dosage. He's not, as soon as we talk about the drugs, it's not homeopathic medicine. If we are talking about the homeopathic medicine, it's a potentized form of the drugs. So it has been clearly mentioned over here. Homeopathic remedies are remedy, just go through that, homeopathic remedies alone. So if we are talking about the remedy, it's alone. It will cure or it will palliate alone. It has the capacity. But when we are talking about other things that will be used as a drugs, physiological dosage. So keep in your mind, if you are thinking about other than homeopathic medicine, you cannot think about the medicine. You cannot think about the remedy. You will have to think about the drugs, and that should be in physiological dosage. So three things is very important. The drugs. Drugs, it simply means the material. Drugs means material, molecule is there, and medicine, processed material. If in term of homeopathy, it will be potentized form of the drugs, and remedy, solution of the problem. So it had been clearly mentioned by Stuart Close. When he was talking about the homeopathy, it was a remedy. When he was talking about the supportive things, it was drugs. So if we are talking about the drug, it is material. If we are talking about the medicine, it is processed material or potentized form. And if we are talking about the remedy, it is the solution of the problem. So homeopathic solution is the potentized form of the drugs. So just go through the literature carefully. If it is written drugs, then take it as a drugs. If it is written as medicine, take it as a medicine. If it is written remedy, then take it as a remedy. So this is very, very important. Before pointing the finger to the stalwarts, to the our master, no, we should study these things very carefully. Even I used to say, when you study, when you read the book, you stop at comma, you stop at full stop, then you will get the actual meaning of the sentence. So this is very important. Now the conclusion, the law of mono, mini and similar is the only way of treatment in homeopathy, whether we have to cure or palliate the disease. So this is very clear. Don't get confused. The mono, mini and similar is the only way of treatment in homeopathy, whether we have to palliate the case or whether we have to cure the case. The mono means the single, mini, minimum and similar on the basis of similarity of symptomatology totality, whether we have to cure or palliate the disease. So this is why miracles used to happen in homeopathy. Yes, incurable cases also get cured with the homeopathy. because all the time we are working on the basis of symptomatology, totality of the symptoms, similarity of the symptoms, and miracle used to happen in homeopathy. Similia, similibus, curenture. The last one, palliation can also be done without medicine, and that is the counseling. Yes, so many cases are there, so many diseases are there where there is no need of giving the medicine, means giving the remedy. Only with the counseling, only with the, like someone is having the habit of smoking, alcoholic person, or some mental problem, better to not prescribe the medicine, just go for the counseling. And when I had joined the homeopathy, uh, Dr. B Sahni, uh, he had asked me a question: who is the best doctor? So many people were there, I was also there, and we replied, but he said no. Someone says that who give one medicine, who give less medicine. So he said no, who is the best doctor who gives no medicine to the patients. So counseling is also a very important role to palliate the case. If someone is making understand, it's a type of making understand that this is the problem you will have to face, you will have to live with this. So counseling is also a very important role to palliate the case. So thank you very much for your participation. You may contact me through my emails and through my mobile number. You can give me a message if you have any questions, then we will go for that. We have a few minutes left. So if you have some question, then we will go for that. Thank you so much. Is there any question? You can write in chat box and we will discuss about that.